Both graphics card and monitor technology and IGN's PC gaming team and contributions have changed in the recent years. Our selection of the best modern PC games is significantly different from years past, save of a few mainstays. So here we will talk about the top 10 best PC games. Stay tuned till the end of the video. Subscribe to our channel if you want to watch more of our content. Number 10. Final Fantasy XIV Online. In conclusion, Final Fantasy XIV is a terrific Final Fantasy game in and of itself. Not only the best MMO you can play right now, FFXIV has gradually evolved from a rather typical good versus evil plot into a huge political and fantastical drama over the course of its relaunch and subsequent 4 expansions. The game's most recent addition, Endwalker, brings a fitting finish to its now 8-plus-year-old plot by bringing back some familiar characters, making amends for past wrongdoings and, of course, saving the world from the worst catastrophe yet. Don't let the fact that it's online scare you away. Despite being an MMO, Square Enix has simplified things to the point where you really don't have to play with the other players if you don't want to. Even instance dungeons now allow you to join with computer-controlled party members, rather than being forced into a group with strangers, and story quests are designed to be completed solo. It's also a fully fleshed MMO featuring endgame rating that can range from being completely accessible to being excruciatingly difficult. Number 9. Hatties. Without a doubt, Hatties is the current pinnacle of the roguelite subgenre. From its thrilling combat to its amazing soundtrack to its clever and well-written narrative with characters that seem to never run out of the meaningful things to say, all the way to its deep and innovative postgame that keeps you wanting to return for more even after defeating the final boss. This game has it all. Number 8. Outer Wilds. Everything stops for 22 minutes, then starts up again. You awaken to the sight of a mystery space object, breaking apart once more as the saints that had traveled between the twin planets return to the original locations. In Outer Wilds, you experience the same 22 minutes until you are able to effectively unravel the mystery of why you were caught in a time loop, as well as other puzzles, by investigating the ruins left by a long-dead civilization on the other planets. One of the best instances of exploration and discovery in a video game is this beautiful, emotional space adventure. The game Outer Wilds urges you to take off in your spacecraft and go wherever you like. You can also choose to stay on your home planet and observe local events. All of your activities and progress are saved to your ship's log, which kindly notifies you when there is still more to find in an area if you get stuck or need a clue on what to do next. Time is the one thing that can stifle your curiosity, although even time has its uses. The short expansions puzzles are exactly as engaging as those in the rest of the Outer Wilds, but echoes of the ice-pervading, ominous atmosphere make such advancement in the larger mystery feel much more satisfying. Number 7. Hollow Knight. One of the top contemporary Metroidvania games is Hollow Knight. You can play for many hours because it's lovely, big, and full of interesting mysteries to find. Many people first avoid Hollow Knight since it doesn't ease them into the harsh reality of the Hallownest realm. Nevertheless, once it does, it's incredibly difficult to put down. No matter which path you go, there are thrilling boss battles to engage in and major power-ups to make you stronger. Its expansive caves open up and present you with numerous paths at any one time. And even though Hollow Knight was already a sizable game, it has only grown since its debut in the early 2017. A number of free updates with no harder than the previous bosses in areas were published by developer Team Cherry. But Hallownest is a world worth exploring, regardless of whether your goal is to just reach the crowded, discover the real resolution, or go any further. Number 6. Crusader Kings 3. Historical strategy games aren't just about the mind-boggling intricate systems that are so dense they're almost impossible to understand. They're also about the human stories that emerge when famous figures intersect. You have a variety of ways in Crusader Kings 3 to convey these tales, like using overwhelming military force, the diplomatic skill of a well-timed betrothal, or eliminating your adversaries via a covert operative scheme. With a strong, nested, tooltip system that enables even strategy novices to enjoy the game's intricacy, CK3 also succeeds in making these complicated systems as understandable as they have ever been. With the most recent add-on, Royal Court, your monarch can now look their subjects in the eye and pass judgment on them individually in addition to issuing orders that affect the entire realm. Additionally, the expansion incorporates a complex, updated culture system across the entire game, allowing you additional chances to give your empire a distinctive flair with all the advantages and disadvantages that involves. Number 5. Alden Ring. Alden Ring's reputation has only gotten better in the few months since it was first published, which is absurd to even imagine given that it had one of the best reviews of any game ever at the time of its release. Alden Ring is a truly gigantic success in the open world genre, thus all of the accolades is well deserved. There are memorable encounters, worthwhile rewards, and intimidating boss battles on practically every square inch of its enormously large terrain, making it a wonder to explore. The fact that it still has some performance issues on the PC is the only thing keeping it up off this list. But even so, it was a simple decision to include it in our list of the top 5 PC games ever. Number 4. Disco Elysium. Disco Elysium uses traditional CRPG mechanics to create something wholly new. It offers completely unique methods to play, such as debating against 24 separate parts of your own brain, each emblematic of a different talent or trait, in addition to transplanting the dice rolls and complex dialogue possibilities from Dungeons and Dragons into a less common Nord detective environment. Your down and out detective is placed in a situation where you must solve a murder. But as with all the great stories, it's not the journey you took to get there that's most satisfying. Instead, it's absurdly detailed work and cast of characters propel it along, supported by some of the best writing ever found in a game. Playing Disco Elysium on a PC feels completely new and unlike anything else you would have done in any period, much less this one. With Disco Elysium, the final cut, which includes brand new adventures and full voice acting, the acclaimed RPG was improved even further. It received a 10 by 10 rating from IGN, which stated that the final cut transforms Disco Elysium from an already outstanding RPG into a definite must-play masterpiece. Number 3. XCOM 2. The superb high-stack tactical action of XCOM. Enemy Unknown served as the foundation for the XCOM 2, and its War of the Chosen expansion improved it even further. It has the same tension of evolving from a technologically backward underdog to a potent war machine, with a persistent worry that your specialized men will perish permanently hanging over every choice. However, it boldly recasts XCOM as a guerrilla army attempting to rescue the planet from alien occupation, turning the formula for defending Earth from the alien invaders on its head and making the situation appear even more hopeless than before. This larger, more in-depth sequel has a strong emphasis on the replayability in addition to adding complexity in the form of new and more potent army classes, equipment, and aliens. In tactical missions, procedurally created maps prevent you from slipping into a repeating pattern. On the strategic map, many random events disrupt your build and research orders. Number 2. The Witcher 3. Wild Hunt. Few PC games have advanced a higher portion of sophisticated content than The Witcher 3. Wild Hunt has, despite the fact that long, in-depth RPGs are a staple of the genre. Its expansive sandbox open world settings are impressive in both scale and density. They are liberally peppered with formidable enemies to slaughter, intriguing mysteries to unravel, and private narrative to unfold. With reams of superbly written dialogue delivered by an outstanding voice cast, and amazing original music and graphics that qualify as both a technical and artistic triumph. It's also one of the most spectacular overall productions in gaming history. Number 1. Half-Life Alyx. The first Half-Life game from the Valve in 13 years served as a reminder of the series' defining innovation and the reasons its return was so eagerly awaited. Half-Life Alyx set a new standard for polished and virtual reality shooters and is a truly unique experience, just as the original Half-Life demonstrated that a compelling story could be told in a first-person game without taking control of the camera, and Half-Life 2 invented physics-based puzzles and combat. It's actually so impressive that, if you haven't already, we think it absolutely justifies purchasing a VR headset for your PC, especially now that a Meta Quest 2 can be purchased for $300 and connects to your PC wirelessly via Airlink. So, which game is the best? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. If you want to know about more updates about the latest games, subscribe to our channel.